Live, huh? Welcome to the Reach Podcast Show, where every show reaches beyond the ears of the listeners. Welcome, everybody. We appreciate y'all tuning in to the Reach Podcast Show with LeVar Ellis, where every show reaches beyond the ears of the listeners. And as you can see, we have our flyer up for this week's show. We are back in studio here at Diamond Fit Nutrition, where you can get your healthy on. And look forward to all the great things we're going to be doing over here, man. So shout out to everybody that's checking us out on Facebook and our YouTube page. And we're going to get the Instagram going here in just a minute. But, man, we welcome everybody. And as y'all can see, we have an in-studio guest, my man, Mr. Yolan Young, a poet's poet. So we're going to take this flyer down, man, and let everybody see you, man. So appreciate you being in the studio. Thanks for being here. Go ahead and shout out to the people right quick.
What's up, people? My name is Yolan Young, a.k.a. a poet's poet, one of Houston's top premier poets and actors.
Absolutely.
Arthur in the building. Let's get it.
Absolutely, man. And we're going to talk more about this amazing book he has, which is a poetry book, has a lot of his poetry in here. So we're going to get into that in just a minute. Shout out to my man, Nick T. What's up, Nick T? I see you. Our sister, Miss Joanne, a.k.a. Soup and Lola, vibing with Soup and Lola. Shout out to you guys. And, of course, my mother, who's always tuned in. Love you, Queen, and appreciate you tuning in. And shout out to anybody who joins us after this. But we're going to get into it. And before we do that, as I do every week, we definitely have to, pay some respects to our show sponsors who come on every week and are supporting every week. So we're going to get into our show sponsors. And always, we start out with none other than Candace Joseph and the Joseph Consulting Firm. I appreciate everything y'all do for the Reach Podcast Show, Dad Chronicles as a whole. And y'all see the different amazing flyers. They're doing those from week in and week out. So I appreciate you guys. But if you have a business, if you have an idea of what you want to do in business, if you just can't get started or you stuck or whatever the case may be, definitely reach out to the Joseph Consulting Firm. They can get you going. They can bring your ideas to life, and they can take you from front to end, get you rolling in your business plans and your business ideas. So definitely connect with them. And another sponsor that we have with the show is none other than the Executive Suite. And shout out to this amazing young lady, Miss Kivia Jones, and the amazing things that she's doing over at the cannabis-based business. And it's all about pills over plants. So if you're someone who doesn't want to get caught up by Big Pharma, this is definitely a company that you want to get acquainted with and can help you in your recovery journey, your health journey, or just your preventative journey. And also, just to let you know, it's good for kids. Check out the amazing story that she has for the youth. But before we move on, let me play her video.
This is Kivia Jones of the Executive Suite. The Executive Suite is a natural skincare and body care product line. Each of our products are created with your overall self-care, health, and wellness in mind. We definitely believe in plants over pills because cannabis has saved each of our lives. And if you are listening to the Reach Podcast Show with LeVar Ellis, it could possibly change yours too.
Absolutely. And go to the website that you see scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Check out all their amazing products and also get acquainted with all the wonderful things that she's doing right now. Has some amazing events coming up. So just get connected and check out the soul food sessions that she's doing. You'll definitely be blessed by that. And like I said, plants over pills is what their motto is really all about. And moving forward with our next show sponsor is none other than my men over at the Black Store. Shout out to Randy and Lloyd, two Black brothers that have gotten into the beauty industry, taking it by storm. They're doing some amazing things. If you've been connected with the Reach Podcast Show, then you know we've had some amazing shows over here. Recently, my man Yolan was part of the very first inaugural, we'll call it inaugural because it was a big deal, right, brother?
Man,
it was a big deal. Go ahead, talk about it.
Yo, you got Every Friday, right?
Every last Friday now.
Right?
Yeah.
Black store, man.
Absolutely.
Wall to wall.
Absolutely.
People lined up outside.
And the second one, you was doing a show, so he couldn't be at the second one, but we also moved it outside for those who were overtaken by the crowd that we had on the inside. We're now going to be doing it every last Friday of the month, whether it's inside or outside. That'll be a month-to-month type of deal, of course, based on the weather. But let's play their video as well.
If you haven't been to the Black Store Beauty Supply Experience, this is a personal invitation to come experience the best customer service at a beauty supply store. Bringing you all the beauty brands that you know and love, but most importantly, we support more than 70 local Black-owned brands in the state of Texas and Louisiana. Like having access to a Black-owned pop-up shop 7 days a week. For the ladies who love to pamper themselves, please come experience our nail salon and spa. For the fellas, y'all can look forward to a barbershop coming soon. We'll have our own personal man cave back here. And for those who have a thing for agriculture, we definitely want you to come visit our backyard where you can find our community garden. Thanks for tuning in to the Reach Podcast Show with LeVar Ellis. Y'all enjoy this great content.
Yeah, man.
You can't support nothing more black than that.
Man, it don't get no blacker than that, right? Black is beautiful. Also, they have their website scrolling at the bottom, or just go follow them on Instagram, man. They're doing a lot for the community. And it's something I don't want to overstep my boundaries, man, but they have a huge initiative that they're doing for the kids in the city and different apartment complexes and getting them connected with the technology that they need. I'll just leave it at that, man. So definitely shout out to them and the amazing thing they're doing. They're also collabing with Trade of Truth on that, and shout out to Girls Buy Houses too, man. All of them are working hard to do the things that they're doing. So I just wanted to definitely shout them out. And the last but definitely not least, I definitely want to pay homage to an organization that has been rocking in and for the city for 31 years. We're going into our 31st year. I've been with them for about 2.5 years right now, and that's none other than the World Youth Foundation. And get connected with this organization if you have kids, if you have youth, or if you're an adult with no kids and you just have a desire to see our youth do better, or you want to find some way to give back and volunteer and stuff like this. You know, outside of the Reach Podcast Show and Dad Chronicles, the World Youth Foundation will definitely keep you busy. And, you know, I have to say thank you to them for me doing what I'm doing right now, because they definitely spearheaded that. So shouts out to the World Youth Foundation. And this is a video. We have a thing that we call YIP Saturdays, and it's Youth Innovative Incubator Program. And that's where every second Saturday of the month, we expose our kids to different opportunities that they might not be exposed to otherwise. And I'm one of the leaders. We have a three-headed monster team of leaders who spearhead this program. We are both virtual, and now that the outside is open, as they say, now that outside is open, we try to do field lessons. You know, we just took them over to Chick-fil-A not too long ago, gave them an opportunity to meet 2 Black owners here in the city. Shout out to my man Joe at the Chick-fil-A off of 45 in Alameda, and shout out to our other owner, Miss Sid, who was the person that put this whole thing together through working with us and for being an amazing donor of Chick-fil-A every Friday and Mondays. So if you have any type of need of food, or you need something for your family, definitely give me an inbox, a shout out, because outside of all the other vendors that we definitely have Chick-fil-A for you every weekend and week out. And Sid is the owner of the Chick-fil-A and the Galleria in the food court. So, you know, if you ever pass by either one of them, Joe at 45 and Alameda, tell them that LeVar from the Reach Podcast Show or Dad Chronicles sent you. And if you're in the Galleria, shout out to Sid over there. Just let them know you passed through because you heard about them on the Reach Podcast Show and from Dad Chronicles. But let me play you guys a video of our YIP Saturdays. Man, so yes, of course, shout out to the World Youth Foundation. And guys, get connected with them. Like I said, we also have the Seeds of Gratitude, which is the biggest fundraiser of the World Youth Foundation coming up here at the end of the month. So stay connected with the World Youth Foundation. Go to the website and just follow us on Instagram as well at the World Youth Foundation, and just stay connected for all the amazing things that's going on. But get connected and also make donations for the Seeds of Gratitude, because that is the biggest fundraiser for us of the year. Another thing we do is take the kids to Washington, D.C. and the Congressional Black Caucus. And of course, over the last couple of years, we had to do virtual. So we're getting all those things together, man. But the World Youth Foundation is definitely an organization that you want to get connected with. So shouts out to them for sure, man. But nonetheless, we are definitely excited about what's to come here now. And again, shout out to everybody who also sponsors the show. There's a couple other people I like to shout out, like Hello Black Man Company. Get connected with them. The Journal Journey Company. They have journals where you can just document all your thoughts and things like that. Shout out to the Sankofa Club, my man Freddie Taylor, all of the great education that he's given our kids on Black history, and not just teaching them the same the Black historical figures every year that they expose us to, but really getting into that and giving them more to think about, man. So that I could go on and on and on, but just shout out to everybody, man. Really. But again, we like to welcome again to the show my man, Mr. Yolan Young, and we're gonna get into what he has going, and talk about his journey and what we're doing. And we want to talk about also, let's put this book up, brother. You're an awesome author right now.
Thank you.
And we want to put this book up here, and I'll let you get into it, man, and talk about that book.
Okay, man. Okay, well, the book is titled The Unknown Child Named Yolan. It was inspired just about my upbringing from being a young man growing up in Southern California to becoming a man and having to move around. So the ups and trials and tribulations of what it is to be a Black man in America, growing up around gang violence and the crack epidemics doing the Reaganomics, everything from trials, tribulations, hurts, pains, relationships. I think it's something that has to be discussed, especially now with everything that's going on in the world. So I just, used the time that God blessed me with and put it into a short story on top of short poems.
Absolutely. And I've gotten into it a little bit, and with all the shaking and baking we all do, I got to get through it, and it's crazy. They talk about hiding things from us by putting it in the book, and that is so true. But we gotta get our kids, and we gotta get ourselves a little bit more into the reading thing. Right. But before we get into the show, man, I started this thing for Black History Month. And I want to read this excerpt on you, because you were gracious enough to be one of the first poets to bless the mic when I started this Black History Month. But it says that, meet the poet whose heart pulsates with passion for the art form that saved his life. Fans proclaim his energy as contagious, his message overdue. The spoken word performer and actor known as Yolan, a poet's poet, was born in San Diego, California, to working class parents with their own penchant for writing and dramatic interpretation. Yolan, a former gang member, has seen the worst and best of life, the worst and the best life has to offer. Both inspire him. And that's just crazy within itself, man, to be able to continue to pull from, your life experiences, because we are a sum total of our life experiences, right? That's really what it boils down to. And a lot of us miss certain things and don't pay attention to what we're going through. Right. Right. And I can attest to that and raise both hands to that. We don't sometimes pay attention. And a good friend of mine, man, asks me a lot, when last time you checked in with yourself? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Just think about that. When is the last time you checked in with yourself? Whenever you just sat down and just let your thoughts flow through, get you a journal journey from the Hello Black Man Company. You can write those things down, and they'll stick with you. But in all honesty, man, it's amazing that you are doing the things that you're doing, and we're gonna get into the book. We're gonna get into the acting that you're doing. But before we do that, man, give us a little bit of information on who is Yolan Young. Where you come from. We know you were born in California, but tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh man. First of all, I moved in Houston when I was about 22 years old. I had to grow up. But I was blessed back home through all the turmoil and the city being on fire to have some great elders, you know, Mr. Shaheed, Mr. Cooper, Mrs. Johnson, you know, they educated, and of course my father, they educated us early on what it is to be Black and how powerful we really are. The education, not just on the February and the certain inventors, you know, the only ones that would tell us in school.
Yeah.
We had to learn, we had to read up on it. So it really did strengthen my attitude on knowing I'm bigger and better than what the world claims that we are.
Right.
So on top of that, it was like building a Frankenstein. So you got that, then you have the streets at the same time.
Yeah.
I teach you the street church and all that. So I just combined that. When I moved out here, I got saved. Shout out to CBBC Baptist Church. And I accepted Christ as my Lord and Savior.
That's what's up.
At that time, I started looking through the Word and was like, man, you know, where are we?
Yeah.
Where are we? So the Bible says, seeking you shall find. So I just talked to God more and more, and he started bringing me more information about where we are in the body of Christ too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I needed that information to build for what I do in the activism part with Black Male Summits and putting together projects and running with NBUF and, you know, doing things to showcase the Black community, not just in this negative side.
Yeah.
And because I'm from that, I get a lot more love into that. So all of that is when writing too. All of that it's like in one bowl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A gumbo.
Yeah. The recipe just came out and it's where I am today.
That's what's up, man. So look, what I like to do, you know, you have two amazing brothers here. One is here in studio, one is online, man. Shout out to our man, Mr. J Speaks, the poet, and also LordAbraham. You'll definitely be blessed by these brothers in a little bit. But they want you to kick off the show, man. You know, we have the certain poetry inserts, and they want you to be the man to bless us with a piece to start off the show, man. So now is your time, and what I'm gonna do is I always like to give the floor completely to you. So I'm gonna step out of the camera shot, let you get set.
Slide, brother. Let me
slide. Mr. Yolan Young.
How y'all doing? I'm Yolan. The verb messing up. It's Yolan, y'all. Give him short. I sit back and relax, and I meditate on things like, why did my Lord, my Savior choose me and not my comrades who's deceased? Are my homies behind bars with the scars of confined institution? Shaking my head in a state of confusion, body blows just full of contusions, with the agility to feed my fam, the ability to know who I am just to protect my environment. Realizing the pain that's inside of it, in a land of broken pieces, which gives me the reeking for drinking this liquor. Purple haze, engulfing my system, overindulging. Feeling the pressure of something much holier, something much greater. Conscious mind says going to get better. Cooling my soul every time I'm on fire. I am not old, but I want to retire from the hurt and the pain. Yet the fact still remains that I am. Whatever he says I am, if I wasn't, then why would he say I am? Through my hurts, my habits, and my circumstance, he covered me because he's the great I am. But I'm on top of this building, and I'm looking straight down, thinking I should just swan dive and end it right now because I feel so empty. And the money and the women didn't help me. But this world said this was my remedy. Well, if so, then why do I feel so lost and alone? Purgatory was my home. I'm uncovered, cold and exposed. When I heard a voice from the sky say, hold on, don't cry, for I am. Whatever you say I am, if I wasn't, then why would you say I am? Through your hurts, your habits, your circumstance. I love you because I'm the great I am. A bright light of sunshine. With his hand as my guide and a path and a plan where he wants me to be, an ambassador of heaven. An open vessel just receiving his blessings. For my shame, he sprinkled his blood all over the seed, blocking transgressions, embodied victory, gave me salvation, free from oppression, back against the wall, but I'm heading in this direction. With the words that he placed in my hand that says I am. Whatever you say I am, if I wasn't there, why would you say I am? Through your hurts, your habits, and your circumstances. See, I told you I'm the great I am. See, I am. Whatever he says I am. If I wasn't there, why would he say I am? Give me the wisdom, the knowledge, and the discernment to understand. Oh, shucks, that's just my pops. He's the great I am. Yolan the Poets Poet, thank you, guys.
Man. That's dope.
Great.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's heavy, brother. That's heavy, man. Where does that derive from, man? You know, you know, was that from an experience or what was that?
Yeah, that's how all my poems are based on truth.
Yeah.
But Eminem had this one album, this one record out called I Am Whatever You Say, right?
Yep.
And I'm sitting up there jamming that, and at the same time, there's a lot going on because every time you call home, somebody that got shot, this and this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm always questioning, like, why you choose me?
Yeah.
When I was on the same blocks with these cats doing the same thing, like, what made me different?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I would question that a lot. And I was talking to this one pastor back in the day, and he told me, he said, you know, favor's not fair.
Man.
You know what I mean? And everybody has a destiny and a story to tell. We just don't know it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you leaving hip hop alone, like as far as getting in the booth, but that's part of my vernacular. I'm 42.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like people gonna understand you more than they're gonna understand somebody they're not capable to.
Right.
He said, for example, like a crackhead.
Right.
You know what I mean? If somebody is dealing with substance abuse, they only gonna understand from somebody who overcame
it. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was one of the things that how I Am came about.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And see, that's a big thing for me. And again, and it's so crazy. I can't even remember what I called my podcast before, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it was a name that was already taken. So
Mm-hmm.
I had to come up with something else. And hence the Reach Podcast Show. Because
which is dope.
We need to reach people,
mm-hmm.
you know, and all it takes, and I'm going to use this time to go ahead and say it, because when I do this show every week, I'm trying to reach one person.
That's it. Each one.
You know, so if you're a viewer, if you're the person that's watching and you've already been touched, man, inbox me, put it on Facebook. You know, I don't even have to know. That's my mission, mm-hmm. to at least reach one person. You know what I'm saying? And beyond that. And that's what you're basically talking about, man. You never know what your story is going to do for the next person.
That's exactly the truth. When I first started jumping on stage, first of all, shout out to Ernest Benson, my brother B-Tone, and Deep. 15 years ago, you know, I gave him a couple of my writings. He was like, man, you need to get on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, man, I don't do no spoken.
Right.
You know, it was only
yeah.
Right. So I did the piece, and everybody just went crazy, right? But I noticed that when I did my pieces that specifically talk about us, and I'm kind of raw with it, sometimes you see it's kind of like,
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it was like, you got to keep doing it. Because right when I would get done, people would come up like, yo. So it didn't matter if it's a crowd of 1,000 or just one, that motto, each one, reach one, teach one. That's all I'm trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Reach us, open our mind, and let us see the truth. Not be just angry behind it, but we got to learn that we are a whole lot better than what they program us to watch and what they program us to listen.
Absolutely. And it's a big thing, because you mentioned, and you shout out to, I guess I'll say the old heads who poured into you and who talked to you. And that's another thing that's missing right now. And you find old heads just sit back and they just watching like, I can't even talk to that fool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I wish we could change their minds, but they see things through a different lens. But our youth need to get back to being open to that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because the world we're living in, man, people are just, the young is learning from the young. You know, and you really can't, you know, progress like that. Go ahead.
You can't be afraid, because that's what we live in fear, right? We already have to be afraid of the police and, you know, the actions of people in this world. You know what I mean? You have to act a certain way when you go to your 9 to 5. But I learned I can't be afraid to jump out there and get at my folks, because I was already doing it. I just transferred the energy.
Mm-hmm.
So you might see a couple of young brothers out there fighting and stuff, and nobody want to say nothing. Man, they ain't gonna listen,
mm-hmm.
which is sometimes true.
Yeah.
But sometimes you got to get their helmet. Man, it was just a couple of weeks ago I saw 3 young brothers, man, they standing at the bus stop and they going at it. Couldn't be no more than 2nd, 3rd grade.
Wow.
But I saw parents out there just watching. Pull up, man, how y'all just gonna hey, man, what's wrong with y'all? And when I got in them like that, it was recognizable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, sir. You know, so I'm looking at them, man. They told me I didn't want to say nothing because their parents might be.
Mm-hmm.
I said, that's sad that we grew up.
Mm-hmm. 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 And then a lot of times too is it's so many different angles of what we deal with. Like, one, all these kids toting, packing guns and all that. You say something to them, they might shoot you.
That's true.
You know, you got, if you say something to somebody, kid, the parent might trip on you, or, you know, what we're talking about, everybody's just scared to say something. We got to get away from that.
Yeah,
you
man.
know, we got to definitely get away from that and just do what we're led to do.
Yeah,
you know
because it's our it's the youth. Even when I was growing up, it was the same stigmata. You know what I mean? Attack the youth And then they'll be able to grow up and birth the truth.
Absolutely.
They will put the pistol down, pick up the pencil.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because it's them. It's not us.
Yeah.
You know, like John Lewis said, you know, I'm at the age, man, where I can retire. I have to sit down. We can't be out there marching and doing. That's the young. That energy is young. So from elementary school to college, that energy in them is fire. Yeah. You know, I did a show not too long ago where all the cats was like college students, right? And I did that piece, Soul Power. Right, you know what I mean.
You did that for me, man.
Yeah, right. It activated them, man. You know, some cats get up there, they doing love and jokes and comedy. You know, however your artistry, that's what you do. But I know what I'm supposed to do. Right. And they turn, they say, yo, man, I'm feeling that. Yo, you know, can you come to this? Can you speak at this? That's what it's about. So if they're not hearing it all the time, and they got to kind of like underground hip hop. You know what I mean? We got to search through what back in the day. Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul, all these. This was something that was played on the radio. Yeah. Now what they're hearing is way worse than just You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you know you just got to kick the truth and be unapologetic about it.
Absolutely. And you know something I'm gonna say because I want to talk about you as a poet, man. Before we move into the next genre of you being an actor now. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times we go to shows, we hear everybody say. You know, the MC, they're always saying, you know, build the energy, this, that, and the other, respect the mic, blah, 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 because we're sensitive about our shit. Right. Is that true? You know, speak on that part of it for people that don't really understand the scene. Talk about that.
Yes, I might have some poetry friends to get mad, but I'm not sensitive.
Okay.
But that's the same. Basically, but what they're saying is respect the mic. When you see this person up here pouring their truth out, pouring their heart out, something that they practice, routine, you know what I mean, for weeks or days, you know, give them that respect, you know what I mean, let them get busy, don't talk or amongst building your phone. But me personally, I like it when the crowd, you know what I mean, because when I get up there, I like it when it's silent, you shut it down. Yeah. So I don't need you to shh or boo. Remember how, shout out to Dragon, our girl, Duchess.
Pin Dragon. Definitely shout out to Pin Dragon.
Shout out to my sister. Yeah. She do it so cold. When people like, she be like, nah, don't shush.
Yeah, I'll do that.
You know what I mean? Because when it's impactful and your truth is being, your amorisms, the people they tune in, especially when you're talking about it. You know, now if you get up there and, you know, the crowd won't let you know, right? You know, the crowd gonna let you know.
It's almost like comedy.
Exactly.
As far as the crowd interaction.
Yes. That's why if you see
you ain't no good, they gonna let you know.
Right. Three things go hand in hand. Jazz, comedy, and poetry for decades. Yeah, it's always been the blend. You know, because you're up there, you don't have no music, you're just by yourself, and you giving these people what's off the top of your dome. You know what I mean? Some people do it for the stage. You know what I mean? Oh, that's gonna make them go crazy. Right. You know, I'm not one of them, y'all. I'm just really like, okay, that's just okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. You sure you want me to say? Because it be sometimes like, man, shout.
Right. You sure you want me to say this?
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's dope. And so this is what I would like to do, you know, if you're open to it, man, because that soul power piece. Oh man, I'd like for you to share that if you're down with that. And and this show today is gonna be a little bit different because, you know, like I said, we still have two other brothers that have to spit their pieces. We're gonna talk about what they have going on too. We're gonna get back into what you're doing as an actor, but they'll probably get a little bit more poetry today than we would normally do on the show. Let's get it. But what I would like for you to do, because you spoke on it, is spit that soul power piece, so that our viewers can hear it and see it. So I'm gonna slide again, man. All right. You know, and give you the floor.
You play like a slide. Oh, okay. All I'm gonna do is sit it down. Y'all forgive me if I'm breathing wrong. I am soul power. 1974 Zaire. Rumble in the jungle. Titled and labeled as an animal. My color makes men fear what they do not know. Plus I chant I am black and I am proud and it shows. Enchanted with blackness from the top of this earth to the bottom of this action. There's 30 seconds of popping off with 30 dudes all draped in blue with the zoo sweaters on. Token in our essence. For our protection. We kept them second guessing because they pulled out those Smith & Wessons and hung our descendants adolescents with no hesitation. Those gorillas transforming the educated apes who bust out of your mistake, only to create a new era of blue rag holders and West Coast bankers. Red rag told us the West Coast bombers that are popular at the drop of a dime. That's when I realized I was so powerful. And we devoured these snakes that raped and consumed our mother's wounds, and just for kicks, made each other hate each other's dark and light-skinned colors, even though we are blood brothers coming from the same mothers, wore the same cloth, walked the same soul, embraced the same yellow sun, hugged them same sons, now they spit them guns back at you. The king in me cannot rest, for I've seen bullets rain down like hailstorms at July 4th every day on my turf, but them firecrackers scream another form of independence. The king in me is enraged. The cage lion is ready to break free. So how can they say that crime does not pay for every country carries AKs, and if this is the last of days, I'm activating my soul power. I'm gonna grab my pen, put on my headphones, open a notebook full of blank hieroglyphics, close my eyes and dig deep into my DNA, meditating on the words of those before, collecting all the heavenly sick black dialect that makes my bald head poof and turn to an afro. My jeans become bell bottoms, my t-shirts are dashiki, and my speech is black unity and equality. Sitting in a round table with Huey Newton, Geronimo Pat, Marcus Garvey, Nat Turner, Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali, Bob Marley, Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, James Brown, and my man Pac. Hey, I am soul power. I am soul power. I am soul power 1970s, baby. My roots cannot be uprooted. It goes without saying, too many of us have died for me to forget. So I won't let it die. I'll consistently water our family tree, keeping our history fresh with a pair of new kicks. Without those who paved the way, will we be here today? Some titles are used for us. Others say, educate yourself and you have a voice. I say, let us do both. Let us not forget. Let's pump this fist high like it's 1969 instead of letting off shots at each other. Let's throw block parties and fish fries, backyard boogies, laughing and giggling while fine sisters dance and gyrate. Old school slapping dominoes and spades, and the mother sitting at the shades of the family tree because we're still alive. We're not all locked up, strung out, and singing freedom rhymes. Eternal reflection is exograph. This isn't power to the people for which I stand. This is the power that is in me. This is how I stand. So if you like, here we go again. Another black man talking about the past for I'm doing good. I'm successful. I want to reach you, you proudful, selfish, arrogant fool. You. This is not activism. This is reactivation. Blood war without the sickle cell trait preservation. Education determines your fate. So tell me, can you feel your soul power? I say, can you feel your soul's power? Well, if so, scream yes. Stand up and confess. Jump up out your seat. Scream, I am black and I am proud. Throw your voices to the heavens. Shoot it past the clouds. Let it all hang out. For our Redeemer is close at hand. And when he comes, 2 fists will command. Shooting it proudly with a passionate allure. Screaming, I am soul power. I am soul power. You are all soul power. 1974 Zaire. Black Bomber. Yolan Poets Poets. Preach.
Man. So we got the live going with Instagram. We're gonna place this right here, brother. Man, that is super dope.
Thank you.
That is super dope.
Preach.
Yeah, for real. So let me get back situated. Listen, I'm trying to go live on the Instagram and make sure Instagram get the love that you spitting out here. But our sister Joanne, I definitely see. She say I have soul power for sure. There's definitely some heat, man. Oh man, I can't even get my words together right now, brother. When you performed that the first time, I was like, man, that's it right there. But again, my question is, when you wrote that, where did that come from?
Oh, bro,
where did that one come from?
I love telling this story. So James Brown and Don King put a concert together out in Zaire, where America didn't have a jurisdiction. This is at the time when Muhammad Ali couldn't box. So, when he fought George Foreman, he did that over there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what they did is they took a collective of melanated brothers and sisters from around the world, from Brazil, Puerto Rico, Europe, all different styles, different languages, but it was still about this metal. Yeah. So they put the concert on before they did the fight. Okay. And James Brown, of course, got busy. So I'm watching this documentary because it was done in 74, 10 years ago. Right. There I go again. Right. Come, boom. Oh, man. Oh, man. How many people know about? How many of us know about this? The impact of James Brown not just being a musician. I call him the first hip hop artist. And Don King with his rhythm and rhyme. the activism part that they did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To show them this in the 70s, you know, we still just getting out. You know, civil rights is still hot. Leaders still got assassinated. So this wasn't like it was now.
Right.
So to put that on at that time, and you look at the crowd, man, y'all get an opportunity. Documentaries called Soul Power. You gotta watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, thousands of crowd. You know what I mean? Seeing brothers that's from here, just the embrace. They can't say our language. James Brown said it best. They can't say my language, but they can sing my song. That's one of the most beautiful things. So when now I'm in Africa, you know, when I got brothers and sisters over there give me awards and stuff, they can't speak English, but they can read and get an understanding of, we going through the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But you can't pass that up like you just did, because we talked about it a little bit before the show. So go back to these awards that you getting way across the way, man. Let people know what's going on. And let's talk a little bit about that. Let's move to that segment.
I'm trying to get into that. Talk about
you gotta let people know what's going on, man.
Okay, so
then I'm happy to talk about the website, what they'll find when they go to the website.
Right on. Okay, so right now one of the hot things is Penn's documentary. The Penn's documentary, Poetic Energy Needed in Society, filmed and produced by Fetty, I Rise Films, and of course Carlos Wallace, CEO of Soul Caritas, it's a Houston Improv. The documentary showcased 14 of Houston poets, you know, some legends, some young, some vets, and talk about what spoken word means, not just to H-Town, but to the world. 26 awards, Sun Festival, Indie Festivals, 9 countries, 1 documentary. And we went in everything from director, producer, shout out to Kodak, Joshua. He won 3 awards just for best poem, visual poem. Wow. Canada, Turkey, Russia, Italy, India.
So y'all doing it.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
And they keep running in. So we shot it the 19th of 2019. You can also catch it Quali TV. Like Talib Kweli TV. It's like the Black Netflix. It's on there right now. Just shout out June 8th. So you can catch it on there. Man, it warms your heart. Yeah. Because those awards, I don't say there's one award that I haven't gotten that's different. I've gotten Best Sports Award. I've won Texas City Slams. I've been in magazines. I've gotten all these awards. But this one is different because you're talking about people that's not from here, cities, worlds, countries. You know, we took over every city here. You know what I mean? So on the documentary, you got 7, Black Snow, you got Lero, you got Scott, you got so many. You know, B-Tab, Miracle, Kanai, you know, and to see the camaraderie and that love. Yeah. To show that no one in the nation loves poetry like you do. Yeah. I can testify that because I'm not from it. Right. So to be adopted in and to have that love for all these many years, man, I've been doing this for 15 years. Man, that's dope, man. Shout out to everybody that's part of the Penn thing. And shout out to our brothers Black Snow and Seven the Poet, and tonight is their night, you know, so go check them out at Sugars in Missouri City. So shout out to Seven the Poet and Black Snow, man. Seven blessed my last show. I was telling y'all about that, man, and it's just amazing to just see and know of all the different things that's going on, man. And this poetry community is strong, you know. Y'all, I feel like y'all bringing it back. I mean, I'm just really tapping into it, but I mean, everybody's doing their individual things, but the collectiveness of it is coming together a lot bit more. It's like the golden era. You know what I mean? Like shout out to my brothers out there in Texas City, you know, LordAbraham, Old School, Mr. Insatiable. You know, it shows like, because there's so much history, Black history in Texas alone. I mean, come on, 1865 stopped here. Yeah. You know what I mean? The talent is ridiculous. But it was these cats. It was your Snows and Seven and B-Tone and Deep, the legends. You know what I mean? Marie Brown that molded who I am today. Yeah. Yo, don't change none of that. Right. Or keep it going. You know what I mean? Yeah. You sound a little bit angry. You know. Yeah. Take the rhymes out. You used to be a rapper. You know. Yeah. And that is what birthed who a poet's poet was. It was these cats. Man. Yeah. Every time if I'm slipping, yo, it's the wise counsel. I thank God. Absolutely. And tell us what we can find at the Yolan Young.com. Oh man, you know, shout out to again Carlos Wallace putting the website together. It's dope. You can find my reels from all the movies I've done prior to what I'm doing now. You can also get the book there. You can also get it on Amazon. You'll see pictures, upcoming events. You always see whatever upcoming events is coming up. So yes, please check out www.yolanyoung.com.
Absolutely, absolutely. And man, I wanna segue to our brother that's waiting to get on, and I'll allow you to introduce him, man. But definitely glad you got him to come on. You know, I got to poke at him, man. I've been trying to get him. I wasn't strong enough to get him. You know what I'm saying? And when I talked to you, you was like, yeah, I'm gonna get at you later on. I'm gonna get two of my brothers. And when you told me, I'm like, man, that's what's up, you know. So I want you to introduce this brother that's gonna come to us, you know, and then of course we'll let him talk about himself.
All right, people, introducing LordAbraham, Greatson.
Absolutely. And IG, if you're I'm gonna turn the camera around so y'all can get a little bit of it because he's joining us virtually. So if you guys want to actually see the show, you can check it out on the Facebook page. But let's bring in our brother, Mr. LordAbraham. Let me get him in the screen. Abram,
hey, yo,
what's going on?
what's up, man? What's up, baby?
Yeah, hold it.
Hey, what's up? How y'all doing?
We good over here, brother. We good over here. We glad to have you as part of the show. You know, I'm poking at you, man, but
glad to be here, man.
you were trying to handle business, man, and there's much respect on that, man. You had some things going on, and you were trying to handle your business, and totally respect that. So, you know, I'm just jugging at you, brother. But yeah, absolutely. He's part of the whole acting thing. So let my audience know a little bit more about you, man. Who is Mr. LordAbraham and what you got going on, brother? And talk a little bit about the show from the 19th.
All right, I'm gonna start with that. The show on the 19th is one of my Apotheosis Epidemic brothers. It's his first show that he's producing. Mr. Jesus, the microphone bounty hunter of Rap Game Boulevard, that's his production company. He always mentions it in his poetry, but this will be his first event on June 19th. And as many of you are aware of, Juneteenth, that's our day, you know what I mean? Sure. So, you know, we'll be at Club 68. It's his first show. I'm just happy to be a part of it, you know, just playing the sideline, man, and seeing my man get his thing going. Of course, you see the flyer, you got Yolan that's gonna be there, that's gonna do his thing. Duchess, you know, Pendragon, you know, fangs up, sis. So, you know, Kanai is gonna be hosting, you know, hey sis. So, you know, that's family, man. You know, I'm a member of, you know what I'm saying? But we are founding member of Apotheosis Epidemic. It started off with 5 of us, and over the years, man, the fam has grown. Shout out to Lyrical Lingo. Shout out to Mr. Insatiable, Big Mama Taz, and the poet, Anthony Richardson, you know, and myself. We the first 5. You know, we the first 5. So, and shout out to the Illusionist, D. Brooks, Jesus the microphone bounty hunter, Dutchy, you know, old school, you know, Kanai. So we all fam. Shout out, thank you, bro, for getting me on here because I've been running from LaVar. So let's make this happen, baby. I'm just happy to be here, man. I'm so happy for my mans and all that they're accomplishing. I'm an actor myself, as he mentioned. Been doing it for a minute. And gonna go into the time frame. You know, we kind of make it, you know. But born and raised here in Galveston. Yeah, man. So I got into poetry, man, just on a whim. It was a class assignment, and it was like a drug. I couldn't stop writing, man. It was crazy, and this was like in '96. Shout out also to the Colleen Poets, man. Antonio Smith, he turned me on back in 2005 to the Colleen Poets. We used to ride up there to Colleen, and that was like my first time ever seeing slam poets, you know. And it was like, wow, these cats are dope, you know. Christopher Michaels, Shake, it's a Jim Crow, you know, a couple of cats back then, and you know, they were kind of the segue into us starting to do our thing, because by December of that year, we started running and having our own crew, and you know, definitely they inspired us, man. And You know, they still dope to this day. I see Christopher Michael doing this thing. I still see Shake doing this thing. So yeah, man, big shout out to them, man, because they motivate us and inspired us to, you know, move in the direction that we started moving in. So hey, we here. You know,
what's up, brother? So look, we're gonna give you the floor, but we'll be giving you the screen, as they say. We're gonna let you do your thing. You can introduce your piece, and we're gonna give it all to you, brother. So we're gonna step off of this screen. Give me 1 second, and you can just go into it. Tell us a little bit about what we have to expect.
Appreciation. What's stirring, everybody? How y'all doing? I'm LordAbraham, Greatson. I'm gonna need y'all help. This poem is called Justice and Peace. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, if you have a little time, if you're in the office, don't worry about it. Just say justice and peace after me. So I'm gonna do a little run through of it. No justice, so y'all say no peace, right? No justice, no justice, no justice. So that's just the run through. Now I'm finna do the poem. Y'all ready? All right. No justice. No justice. No justice. Only when European Americans no longer consider themselves better than others who sweat, tears, and blood, smallpox plague blankets, blood, pickaninnies, blood, Jim Crow, blood, crosses burning on front lawns, blood, innocently, violently shed on this land. Of the native man with the face-slapping audacity to name states, streets, and professional athletic teams after the greatest country on earth's original primitive inhabitants. Blood of the yellow man that soaked railroad tracks in Northern Californian World War II concentration camps. Blood beneath the sea amidst cotton fields of sugarcane and tobacco growing landowners. Callous hands have produced callous hearts that care less as long as their hearth enjoys warm fireplaces and blood-saturated bank statements. Hands don't rinse off so easily, do they? The wealthy have granted you the illusion of social privileges. Yeah, you run in a big house or have received positions of authority abused by ye to hide your hands and turn your head just so you may receive your 40 winks and some pool. No 40 acres and they healed your mute. Have you considered that you have been used as a tool, stool, pawn, or puppet? You are disposable and expendable buffers, so they bluff you with promises of grandeur. The rich grant you inches, so you run that mile with backs turned, with earplugs on and backs turned. If it doesn't affect you, why would you show any empathy? Filled with apathy, being as it doesn't affect you directly. There is no peace when others suffer. If injustice rules the land, no one is free. When will you take a stand for truth? And there is no truth if there's a lack of trust. And how can you trust a government that from the beginning was not inclusive of us? Second-class citizens. Some of us wasn't even considered human. And you honestly think in only 50 plus years that we are regarded as their peers? Fear, death threats, dehumanization, and even assassination of civil leaders whenever they would rise up. You either stand for something or you fall for anything. Be ye not afraid. What are you scared of? Those who love and trust the Most High? You co-sign the lies even though you're despised, lacking integrity, believing you'll have a heavenly home when you die. You've accepted Christ, but not being Christ-like. Because see, he came with the sword to encourage others to share the words to the way of life. He was just, fair, honorable, even loving. Are you? Guilty until proven innocent. Is that justice? Wise up. Get up on your feet and stop living on your knees. When will the lion eat with the lamb? When will the strong show compassion and gratitude unto the meek? When will we make strides for peace by standing up and speaking out against unjust atrocities? This is the time for a resolution, resolving the problems. Here's some solutions. Healing by apologies and making amends. Be the change you want to see. Change you if you want there to be justice and peace. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. For real. Salute to you. Sorry, IG, man. That is absolutely an amazing piece, brother. So appreciate you for blessing the show and coming on.
Thank y'all for having me.
Absolutely, man. And I got the same question, man. Do you remember what your situation was? What place, mind state you was in when you wrote that, man? How did you come about that piece?
I was blessed to write that in like 2013. I had just got back home from LA, and 2013, 2014. I have a cousin in Louisiana, and he had been having some run-ins with the police, and he was having a rally. And so he and I talked, and he was like, "Bro, you still doing your poetry?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man." He said, "Man, I need to get the gal, man, and come check you out." He said, "Matter of fact, man, could you write me something?" And that's what came out. So, yeah, that's what came out. So shout out to Big 10 out there in Rain, Louisiana. Love you, cuz. And keep fighting a good fight out there, because, the police was doing the same thing they've been doing. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Ain't gonna change. It's what it is. So,
absolutely, man. Definitely appreciate that. And man, I'd like for you to, I know you didn't probably heard it before. This your boy, he handpicked. Man, what does that make you feel? I'm thinking Black Power. I'm thinking about his piece he's got going on. What would you tell him?
Yeah, man, like he's another brother that we iron sharpens iron, no matter how young it is. So we always shoot each other information, but got to keep each other's toes, because there's a war out there. It's just colorful out there with flowers and everything in America, but you can't never forget. And that's what they want us to do. They want us to forget our history.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's really a war out there. I can remember hearing that it's a war out there. And as a young man, I'm like, watch out, there ain't no war. You know what I'm saying? It's till you get tapped in, man. When you live life a little bit more, you realize it's really a war out there. And I understand it. You know what I'm saying?
Living life a little bit more.
You live a life a little bit more. My grandfather used to say it all the time, and it was in joking matters about, him aching, or, my mom picked it up, I'm aching a little bit, or, you have a hard time getting out the bed, you make fun of him. He's like, keep waking up.
Keep waking up.
Keep waking up. You're going to get there. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it makes me think about, man. Keep waking up and, keep fighting and doing what you got to do so we can see the difference. But, Lord Abraham, go and tell the people how they can find you. And I got your social media up there. If there's anything else that you want to share. And if time permits, man, I'd like to bring you back a little bit later on and spit one more piece if we have time for that. But go ahead and let them
know. Well, you can find me on, of course, Facebook, LordAbraham, one word, Greatson. And Instagram, Lord_Abraham_ Greatson. Those are the platforms I'm operating under right now. I'm working on some things, so stay tuned to those pages and you'll see soon. I haven't really been producing or performing, man, so I'm kind of excited about Juneteenth. I've been kind of just sitting back and working on some things, getting some things in order, man. So, I want to make sure when I do come, I have all my ducks in a row, and Well, thank you very much, Linda Montgomery. So, yeah, it's just one of those things. But it's just one right there. And I just wanted to take my time. Yeah, she say what's going on. Yeah, that's all those things, man. All those things. So, yeah, so that's where I'm at. That's what I've been doing. I just been kind of taking it easy, man. Enjoying from a distance, just seeing what's going on and enjoying similar conversations that are taking place. We're all thinking and feeling the same way. So, the Most High is really starting to bring some people and bring some things together, man. And that's the most beautiful thing that's happening right now. And so, you get tired of talking about different things. So now you're starting to see more action take place. And it gives you motivation to know, hey, man, I'm not the only one thinking like this. Right. I'm not the only one feeling like this. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that you're angry. You're not just angry with other people. Sometimes you're angry with your own as well, So and it's time, man. So, you know, I'm glad the conversations are happening now. Is again healing by apology and making amends. So heal yourself, then we can heal the world. You know what I mean?
Right.
And healing ourselves, we got to work in our communities, and our communities have to be willing to heal themselves. You know, so then we have collectively something that we can work towards and build towards together, man. Because, you know, Tulsa over Oklahoma is another possibility. We just learned. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. So that's what I'm on. Like right now, I just been frustrated with everything, you know, even myself. So I just been kind of chilling and making sure I get back to me. You know what I'm saying? Before I really get back out there and just start doing my thing again, to make sure, like I say, I have all my ducks in a row. So anytime, man. Thank you, El. Thank you, Yolan. I'm happy to be here, man, and I look forward to coming back and doing something else, man. I'll be honored, baby. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. And salute to you, man, because I'm aware of some of the things that you told me and things you're working on. So I can't wait for it to come out and come to fruition. And you know, you keep working because you checked in with yourself right now. We was just talking about that, man. Checking in with yourself, that's important. And you're gonna come with a vengeance. I already know, man. So, you know, salute to you, brother, and we appreciate you being. Stick with us, man. Stick with us. But yeah, man, thank you for bringing that brother on, man. That dude is definitely a beast, man. So let me get this Instagram set back up. So we appreciate everybody that's tuned in and watching us on the YouTube. I mean on the Instagram channel. But so getting back, we talked about the book a little bit, but what I want to say now is, what can they expect when they pick up this book and open it? You know, what makes me want to check out this book right here? And that being
Unknown Child Named Yolan.
Absolutely.
Preaching.
Absolutely. Tell us, before you get into that, where can we get it? How can we find it?
Actually, if you want to find autographed copy, you can go on any one of my social sites. Send me your address. I'll send you a copy. You can also go through my Cash App, $20, PayPal, Venmo, Square. It's on Amazon, but it's not on there as a copy. It's a hard copy. It's just Kindle. So if you want to get it on there just on electronically, you can go on Amazon. But right now, if you want a hand-person autograph, you can just go through one of my social media sites and inbox me or DM me. I got you.
Absolutely. And then this is the book again, The Unknown Child Named Yolan. So when I get this book and I open it up, man, what am I expecting? What's going to happen?
As a matter of fact, shout out to my publicist, Motivation Point Publishing, Joanne Hosey. Thank you. We built the book around telling a story. One thing I've always got told is like, man, your poems is great storytelling, beginning and middle and end. So that's how we built it. So when you see it, you're actually going to see young Yolan, streets, educated, the whole nine to when I'm an adult, then going through the trials and tribulations as an adult. And not only that, trials and tribulations, love. Right. Romance, what it is I have a piece in there, Charlotte's Web, where I talk about having my heart broken for the first time. You know, and I go into that, being caught into the web. Bamboo Breeze is another one where I talk about the love between a beautiful woman and a beautiful brother, you know, how that come together, fighting against the oppression of the time. So it's not all just militant. Yeah. You got to have all the hats in there. So when you're going to get the mixed emotions of everything that I'm about, and then it's the truth. Yeah. Then there's pay homage pieces, like Aretha Franklin has a piece in there. James Brown has a piece in there. My mom has a piece in there. You know, dedication pieces to my babies and stuff. Yeah. The things that I wanted to make sure is that any reader who reads it, no matter what color or what country, can relate to. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. One of the biggest feedbacks I'm getting right now is people hitting me like, yo, man, you've been talking about this for 10 years. You've been talking about this for years. They're talking about the pandemic, George Floyd. Because we've seen a lot of George Floyd. We still do. Braid Aubrey, you know what I mean? Oxford Grad, the list goes on. Yeah. So I've always been writing about stuff like that because like my OGs told me, it's like, man, you're the voice for the unheard. You know what I mean? A lot of us don't have that attitude to get up there and express what a lot of people are feeling. So I wanted to make sure that I tied into, you know what? There's not one person that's not going to feel something or relate to something. Right. So that's that person, man, that a lot of people, there's always that one person that's not afraid to say what everybody else wants. You know, it sounds like you that person. Man, it's get my blood whipped off. Yeah. I got a lot of fakers, man. You know, but speaking up, because I had to, man, you know, I was locked in cuffs at the age of 8. You know, this is facts. You can pull this up. You know, I mean, news cameras busted in with CPS and stuff. Again, was doing the crackonomics. My mom had got hooked on it at one point. But after she stopped serving, you know, and I was like 88, 87. So they tried to take my brothers and sisters. Man, I'm fighting them off. Yeah, that was the first time. So when they
at the age of 8, bro. Come on, brother.
When they say whatever that environment sees, that young child sees, it's a 50 to 80% chance he's gonna go right into that. That is the
product of our environment.
We are a product of our environment. So once I left it, I'm telling you, man, I left at 22, and I came out here, man. I was like, man, I never seen so many black people going to college.
Yeah.
So many black people on their homes. There's no historical black colleges.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So it really grew me up.
Wow.
Like, you know, it opened up my box. And I tell people, so you take a gorilla out the jungle, he's still gonna be a gorilla until he learns this. And I had to learn, you know, to adapt.
Wow.
You know, and that's one thing as black people in general, we are the most adapted. First of all, the black man is the most disrespected, but the most idolized at the same time. You know what I mean? So we have to talk about that. Even though progress is being made right now, we still got to be like, okay, we can't stop because they admit loss. Yeah. So that's where the book ties into. Don't ever think you cannot change or be better than your circumstances. Because a lot of us are born into that. Yeah. But you can't. We got, and that's why I say reach the youth. When they're young, it's easier than reaching an old man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it makes me think about something, man. I'm scrolling through. So I made a post this morning, and shout out to my man, Gerald Smiley, who's the CEO and executive over at Chip In. And that's a community-based type of GoFundMe movement. When you think about Chip In, you know, it's where you have the opportunity to chip in. Right. You know, there's a whole platform of people trying to have different initiatives, and, you know, I say get in the mindset of GoFundMe, but it's absolutely totally different where you can I can support you. You could be a sponsor of my Chip In page, and then you have you know, your promotion on my page. And so if somebody's getting on there and they want to chip in $10, but you have a promotion that if they chip in $15, now they get a free book or they get whatever, you know, and it's like, it's amazing. And so this is where for those who chip in, and I'll give you the information. Okay. But the passage says, when your success surpasses what your peers expect of you, then you will become a target. Man, and when I tell you that touched my soul this morning, because I personally experienced some of that, but it made me think about everybody else, you know, and think about the times that we live in and how envious and how jealous and how, you know, people just, this social media has you seeing all these things, and then, you know, they think you might be more successful than you actually are. You know what I'm saying? That's number one. You know, but then to just deal with the truth of, you know, that's just what people do. You know, and it's crazy because you just made a comment about that. You know, and it's just sad that we can't just come together. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. On
Lamar, look, Bobby just speaked on it. He said, we got to do healing in ourselves. So one of the things I learned, especially after I got put on the heart transplant list, right? My Baba, he's like, yo, you know, you can't be running around and your heart can't take it. You now got to start teaching. You got to slow down. So that was hard for me, but I learned that when I stepped back, there was a lot of people that was like, cool. A lot of people are like, cool, because I was like, man, get up. We need to go. We need to be active with this. You know, we can't just internet activists. Internet banging and all that stuff. So once I did that, I was like, okay, now here's the book coming and here's all these other opportunities coming. A lot of people was like, oh, so you're doing your little, you know, so you're doing your podcast. You're doing a little podcast. You're doing a little this. Why do we do that? Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just a model my mom taught me. Show them better you can tell them. Right. Absolutely. You know what I mean? And then keep it moving, because eventually they'll catch on, but it's just sad to say it be people outside of your city or outside where you're from that then your city get turned on. Well, my motto is this ain't no competition, but what am I doing? What's your why? Yeah. You know what I mean? What's your why? You always go, what am I going to say? If I had a nickel for any time somebody talked about me, positive or negative. Yeah. You know what I mean? Be rich. Be rich. Yeah. So keep moving. Yeah. Because at the time, who you thought was supporting you or should support you, you start seeing people support you don't even know. You don't even know. Yeah. And you miss the boat like that, you know, and you get too focused on who's doing what when you gotta,
you know, you said it, the I, and number one, you gotta stay selfish sometimes. You gotta be focused. But when you're working on the I, as long as it's for the people,
that's right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. There's nothing wrong with that, and that's my thing, and that's why I started this whole Little Dad Chronicles thing. It's amazing that you made a comment about the heart transplant thing, because I just went through a situation where, you know, and I'm gonna talk about that too. I got the Walk for Life. That's what I was just trying to find. That's my initiative for the 19th. You know, through Dad Chronicles. That's my fundraiser for the year. You know, and it's focused on, you know, I call it Dad, Males, and Mentors. Walk for Life, Every Step Matters, and we focus on mental health and wellness. That's the idea. Got a whole website built behind it.
Man, you covered with the acronyms, bro.
Yeah, and offering all types of mental health and wellness services. You know, got different people that they can go to, because as a Black man, we don't focus on those things. We don't think about those things, or we run from those things is the issue. And we're the biggest sufferers behind it, because hypertension, high blood pressure, that's one of the things we suffer from, you know. And like you were talking about being on the heart transplant, that just kind of hit me. I'm like, damn, I didn't even know that. You know, it's not that it's just us suffering. You know, again, it goes back to the sharing your story, you know, motivating somebody, because think about that. How many brothers are probably on a heart transplant list and they done just lost it? You know, man. They have no more drive. Their whole inspiration is gone. You know,
you'd be surprised.
And to see you still moving, that's just inspiration within itself.
Oh, man.
So many different people.
When they put that ICD in me, and they told me I have to retire, you know, from the 9 to 5. Now I was in pathology for 20 years. Pathology for 20 years. I love my job. You know, I love what I do. So, but when I had to retire from it, because of this condition, the first thing they said, man, I was working out 2-3 times a week, right? Didn't eat super healthy, but didn't eat bad. Oh, man, you look good, though. How's this happen? How's this happen? You know what they checked it up to? African-American men is a diagnosis. You know that, right? You know, well, you're African-American, so your stress, your hypertension, all that. So the number one killer with a lot of African-American men is stress. You know, obviously, we know the reasons why. You know what I mean? So being open, because at one point I didn't want to tell them. I didn't want to talk about it. And that was the problem that I learned in our community. Mental health, we don't talk about. Stigmatis, we don't talk about. You know what I mean? We just don't go to the doctor, you know, period. So the moment I started telling people my story, obviously, hey, you, that's not right. I'll show them the story, like, yeah, man, this is why I had to sit down for about a year. So the more and more you talk about it, it's not for you, it's for more people to open and more of our brothers and sisters to open up. You know what I mean? And that's what's been happening. That's why I say, like, whatever your lane is, God's gonna create that lane for you. You know what I mean? Don't worry about, like you're talking about, you know, people so worried about what the next person doing, because you're on there seeing the likes and watching their page. You're not even getting done what you have in your mind, the gift that you have. You're distracted. Don't get distracted. So the moment when I was here, you know, shout out to my mom, she just passed away, man, about a year ago. Shout out to last month. R.I.P. man. Her and my dad. My mom was like, show him better you can tell him. My dad was like, I don't raise no quitters. You know what I mean? So if I'm laying there and I'm like, okay, I can get up. Now, mind you, my best friend had just had a heart attack and died the month before I did. They didn't know this, right? Since I've had this condition, 6 of my homeboys have had heart attacks. You know what I mean? All of us around the same age. You know what I mean? Played sports our whole life, active in the streets our whole life. And it made me think, like, what's killing us? What's killing us? We're not eating the way we was going. So now you have to put yourself in a position and learn how to recook the way you was growing up. Right now we eat fast food almost. And all that. So and you know how to cook with the salt, cooking with all this. So that all goes in the discussions that we're gonna be talking about. So I've been helping a lot of my brothers. You know what I mean? Like, yo, so what are you doing? Man, I'm burning candles and sage. You know, I'm out here listening to reggae music. Man, I turned off the world. So it's like you got to in order to train myself to get back out there when it's time. And man, it's funny you say it, because I opened up the book, you know, and for anybody who gets this book, it's something that I'm just feeling led to share, you know, and it's on the dedication page, which is page 3, basically the first page of the book. And you know, I'm gonna read from it, and 2 parts of it really touched me. It's the parents and your daughters, right? And of course, shout out to the wife. You know, you definitely shout out to her. But you know, with my nonprofit Dad Chronicles, it's geared toward. For me, I started because I didn't have a relationship, the best of relationship with my dad, right? And even in that,
through this journey that I've been going through, I've learned to speak different and talk different about the relationship, because all I can talk from is a place of pain. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
A place of hurt. And it's not that we didn't have a relationship. We had a relationship, but it wasn't the best of relationships. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Wasn't the Cosby Show.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't the Cosby Show. And so that's my thing, that to help the young black men that don't have the male mentorship, that don't have a dad, don't have the uncles they can look up to help them understand that you can keep moving forward, you know, and to grow from that. Like I say, keep waking up, you know what I'm saying, and keep living. But we've grown to where now we have a relationship, you know what I'm saying, and we can build on that and stop looking back and what you didn't do and all of this stuff, you know. And that's the message that I'm trying to give to all these young black and brown boys, is that, you know, be the best person that you can be the best father you can be, and be the best man that you can be, man. And it's an ongoing journey, you know, and don't give up on that. But point of that is you made dedication to your pops and your mom, and then also the kids. So he says, to my father, Theodore Roosevelt Duke, who was the first to teach me the importance of community in our history, making me read and appreciate every African American, from poets, community activists, inventors, and leaders. And then also the shoulders of sacrifice we stand on till this day. To my mother, Deidre Lynn Martin, Mama, you brought me into this world, blessing me with a name that as a youth, I myself had no clue of the significance. You always said to me, stand for something, even if it means standing alone. You know, and so I wanted you to share what is the importance of your name, you know, if you don't mind sharing that.
Oh, man, the name, you got to trip on this. The name actually stands for Poet Warrior. I didn't learn this information until I was like
Warrior,
36 years old.
Wow.
This information. So in Persia, it's beautiful black horse. You know what I mean? In the Mediterranean, it stands for a person. The name stands for a person of love who fights to protect love. You know, so everything I'm reading, even George Lucas, Star Wars, he had a character named Yolan Young, right? Poet. War.
And that's kind of probably what I'm thinking about when I hear Yolan.
Yeah, right. So, because I'm like, for the longest, I'm like, Mom, where this thing come from? Oh, this is a group I like. That was some friends back in the 70s. You know, her name was DA, so I cut the DA off.
Yeah.
So, but it's 20 of us in the world.
Wow.
There's 20 Yolans. They all like East Asia, Indochina, and all that stuff. And every last one of them, artists.
Wow.
Musicians, painters, DJs, dancers, hairstylists. All these guys, you know what I mean? So
expressive.
Yeah. So for the longest, I was running from this name because for one, nobody could pronounce it, you know. So I'll just go by my middle name, Rico, a lot, or my street name was Yayo. But then when I started embracing it the most, I was like, you know what? Nah, Miles, maybe this is me.
Yeah.
So it was patience that would come to, like, you know, bring history, but man, this is what your name is.
Yeah.
And you're just like this. So it's just so funny. I was working in the field where I had to heal people. You know? So I just really put on. Actually accept okay, this is what God got me doing.
Right.
So like how you talking about with the youth, same one, education, survival, success. It's a beautiful thing when you see them grow up and say, man, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't went to college.
Yeah, you know, that's a great feeling.
Yeah, you ain't gonna reach everyone.
Right.
But at least get out there and tell your story and say, man, I was in the same, because a lot of them, we think we're alone. Like back with the parents, like my pops, that's my stepdad. I don't know my brother. But he stepped in and really make sure. Right now, at 76 years old, I go home, we go down to the garage, he handed me another book. You still reading, son?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Didn't know that all my mentors, or when I was in school, like Mr. Shaheed and Mr. Johnson, like I was saying, Mr. Cooper, every last one of them cats knew my father. Wow. So when I would get awards like the Golden Pyramid Scholar Award or the Links program and stuff, you know, African American male, this, when I was growing up, regardless if I was in the streets, my grades was 3 points.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was like they get it twisted just because you think we run in the streets, but these brothers are educated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's when we extra dangerous.
Yeah, that makes it even worse.
Yeah. And so also to your daughters, man, you said the loves of my life, Carissa and is it Kaya? Kaya. Yeah. Kaya Young. Daddy is so proud of you too. My prayer is that you guys continue to succeed in every endeavor you pursue in life. Let this book be a constant reminder you can accomplish anything you put your heart and mind to, my queens of the world. You know, and what I think about with that, man, is the lack of instillment, the lack of encouragement that happens these days, and you're giving your kids right now in this book, like you said, let this book be a reminder. Even if you dead and gone, they can always go back to this book and just remember, you know what, this is what my dad said. You know what, I can keep living, I can keep waking up, I can keep doing what I got to do, man. So salute to you, because for me, it's all about the kids. That's like being the best you can be, and it's not about money. It's not about, you know, what you get them, material things, man. I've always said it's about the time. It's about what you instill in them, you know, because that's what they're gonna run with.
Think about when you,
and that's what they're gonna come back to. That's the other thing, because kids can stray. You know, I know you know they can stray the longest way, but if they got it, they got it, and they're gonna come back to it.
Both of them is in high school now. You know, I got a sophomore and a new freshman. 4.0 students. Win awards all the time, part of Geo Force, right? People like, man, I'm proud of you. And like, to me, it was like, oh, they had a choice.
Yeah, exactly. It's a standard.
It's a standard, man. You know what I mean? You know, your mom is this, you got degrees, master degrees, and this. You know where I come from, you know that there's no exception. So, but the wonderful thing is to see how, even though that's part of you, what they're bringing, their personality.
What they bring to the table.
I'll walk in the room, it'd be 10 o'clock at night. And I'd be like, girl, what you doing? You writing a poem or something? Because my oldest, she writes. My youngest one, she's an actress too. Matter of fact, we're going to be in the same movie series together.
That's what's up. That's dope.
She's like, oh, Dad, I'm having Bible study.
Wow. Wow. 13. And that's what I was going to say. And how old is she?
13.
How many 13-year-olds doing that, having Bible study? But man, listen, out of respect of time, we're going to go over. I'm telling you that right now. So stick with us. We're going to go past 12, but there's a couple of things that we definitely have to do. And, you know, yet again, I need you to introduce the brother that's here with us in the studio.
My brother from another mother.
Absolutely. We're going to bring him to the forefront.
San Diego bound too.
Allow him to do what his name says. Speak. Allow him to speak. So give us a little bit about Mr. J Speaks.
I've been knowing J Speaks for almost 20 years now. It's crazy. We go that far back. We matter of fact, we started off with the Young Christian Poetry, one of the youngest started off Christian poetry groups back in 07, 08, and been rocking ever since. This brother is true to his conviction and his walk with Christ. I don't know no other man that is this humble and sacrifice whatever the world try to say for him to walk and preach the gospel in his way that God gave him the gift. So introducing my brother from another mother, Jay Speaks.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do this, man. I'm gonna take slide, man. I'm gonna bring Jay on before I slide out. Definitely gotta welcome him to the show. Welcome to the Reach Podcast Show, bro. Appreciate you being on. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So, you know, before I give you the floor like I did with our other brother, man, tell us a little bit about Mr. J Speaks. You know, Jerome Covington.
Then I gotta condense that thing.
Yeah, and also talk about the album. You know.
Okay. So man, I started out doing poetry. Man, God literally, people ask me all the time, you know, how'd you get started? Or what did you do? Man, God literally called me into this thing. I was sitting at home, watching TV by myself. Nobody was in the house, and I heard a literal audible voice say, I gave you a gift. Man, go use it. And probably within a week, I wrote 3 pieces back to back.
Wow.
For the first time of actually taking it seriously. I've always, you know, growing up in hip hop and you know, playing around with your homeboys and y'all freestyling and doing that thing in the car and in the hood and played with it but never took it seriously. So when I heard the voice of God say that, man, I've been running ever since. And man, ran into Yolan, found out he was from San Diego. I'm from San Diego. We linked up just off of that. And then
just love off the bat.
And then hooked up with my ex-wife. She was into acting and doing plays. And so I was helping her with that and incorporate my poetry in her plays. Yeah. And then you know, knowing Yolan and his personality, said, man, you need to start acting. And so that's how he got started.
That's what's up, man.
So for me to see him where he is right now with
divine connections, man.
And so ever since God said what he said to me, gave me the mandate and the instructions, God has been opening doors and opportunities it's gone from poetry to rap to acting, and so I'm acting as well. And so just dropped my third musical project called "You Think You Know Me," because a lot of people think they know me, but they don't know my story. Right. And so throughout the album, you'll hear different songs, various songs about where I come from and what I believe in. Yeah. And how I went from who I was to who I am today. That's what's up. So, yeah.
That's what's up. Well, man, look, I'm going to give you the camera and the microphone, and I'm going to slide, as our man say. I'm going to get up out of here. But appreciate you. Bless the show today, man. Do what you do. Do what you do, brother. You slide that chair over if you need to. Yeah, we're about to get another blessing.
All right. So I go by J Speaks the Poet. I'm one of those poets who don't like to take up a lot of time, so I'm going to jump right into it. Why would you take a chance with your soul like that? Put a gun to your head, Russian roulette like that. Die and find out Christ really did live like that. Man, I'd rather live for God now, die then see if it was a lot like that. So just believe that for you, he died like that. Resurrected on day number 3, hands full of power like that. To this day, the world he died for chooses to reject him like that. I choose to believe that he loved me enough to keep me from hell like that. Why live your life in unbelief, dying in regret like that? Fire and brimstone while you burn, begging for water like that. Now it's too late to go back and tell everybody it's for real like that. For eternity, you be asking yourself, why didn't I believe like that? Find yourself longing and wishing you can get to heaven like that. Man, hold up. Lord, all these people, I ain't trying to hear all that. Look, can you even imagine what hell must be like? I know, I can't either. So I come to the conclusion that it's just hot like that. Tell you what, gonna continue to live through Jesus Christ like that. I ain't trying to find out how hot hell is like that. Gonna fast like that, gonna pray like that. Gonna continue to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ to the world like that. Don't think it's strange wondering in your mind, why you so crunk for Christ like that? Because he saved my soul from that burning hell I just described a while back. What you mean is a waste of time? I ain't trying to hear all that. Heart is fixed, mind made up, forever praising God like that. I spit this poetry because he carried the cross on his back like that and was burned down for sins of the world, past, present, and future like that. But you still want to be puffed up full of pride like that, knowing good and well you be having that dream where you falling like that. But you wake up just before you hit the ground, splat like that. Sitting in bed with a cold sweat, trembling full of fear like that. At a fork in the road with a decision to make. Should I go right or left like that? Where you go right, pick up your cross daily and follow him like that. But you a gambling man, so you take that wide road on the left like that. More people over here than over there, but God doesn't deal with logic like that. So what's it gonna be? The road less traveled? I'm gonna go over here where everybody else is at. Decisions. Just remember, majority does not rule in this case. In fact, read Matthew chapter 7, verse 13 and 14. Jesus laid it out for you real flat. Hope these words pierce your soul and cause your mind to react in a positive light, because Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. Getting mad at me won't do you no good. I'm just a vessel he uses like that. Don't kill the messenger. Take that up with God, because that's just how it is. Yeah, it's like that.
Man. Man, I hope y'all enjoyed that one, brother. Hey, that there, it's like that. That's what I can say on that, man. It's definitely like that. So same question, brother. Where that come from? You know, that's the first thing I ask. Where that come from?
Man, that piece is literally my testimony. Everything that I spit in that poem is how God snatched me. You know, I'm running the street, partying, clubbing, drinking and driving, getting in car accidents. And, man, God literally, I had a spiritual experience with him that woke me up to say, you know, if you don't change your life, you're going to destroy yourself. And so every word in that piece is what I experienced and how God transitioned me into just preaching the gospel and preaching his word through my art.
That's real, man.
Yes, sir.
What that did for me was remind me of one of the things that ain't gonna happen, right? But you know, it's what I think about a lot. And you know, if I could ask one thing of God, it would be this, and that's remove you gotta bump your head thing.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Man. You know, everybody gotta live their life, everybody gotta learn.
Come on.
But man, why we gotta bump our head?
Come on.
Why? Again, you know, I'm one of them ones. I know you one of them ones.
I am hard-headed.
If we could get away from bumping our head, I gotta learn on my own. You know, I gotta go down there to see it's hot. You know, like you got thousands of people that already told you it's hot, but you gotta learn yourself. You know, man, if we could figure out a way to get away from that, man, that's the answer. So I appreciate that. That's just that's what I got from that, you know. And if we just focus on doing what's right, number one, and learning from other people, you know, that's a big thing. You know, listen to the old heads and go back to that, right? And just live life more simple. You know, it's easy to do, but it's hard to do at the same time.
Some things we don't have to experience.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that's what I got on that piece, man. It's making me think on a bunch of stuff. So let me bring our man back in, man.
Thank you so much, Miss Montgomery.
Absolutely,
God bless you.
No, don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. What's up, LordAbraham, man?
Hey.
You know, I'm sticking around. All you brothers jump in, man. That was heavy for me, brother. A bunch of different things, but what would you say on that piece? I don't know if you've heard it already. You know, if it's already resonated with you. But what would you say on that piece? What did it do for you, brother?
God is first like that. I love it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. And it's a similar story, man. I know that this poetry is my ministry, you know what I mean? That, you know, a lot of people feel like when you get a calling by the Lord, that, you know, you're supposed to get behind the pulpit and whatnot. But, you know, he said your gift will make a way. And gift is singular, it's not plural. And a lot of us get it misconstrued, especially those of us that's blessed with a gift of gab. You know what I mean? So we feel like we need to get behind the pulpit where I can reach anybody and everybody through this gift of poetry or through the gift of acting. You know what I mean? I can reach more people actually that way because they'll see the character I'm portraying that's somebody that they can relate to, or a poem that I may share is something that they can relate to because they've been through something similar that I've been through. So salute to your brother and salute to Yolan as well, man. We continue to tell our stories. We'll be continuing to, you know, bless the kingdom, you know what I'm saying, and help so many people. And blessings to you as well, LeVar, man. Keep doing what you're doing because it's a beautiful.
Yes, sir.
Oh man, we lost him. Hey, so look, I was just getting ready to say, Lord, if you can still hear us, man, come back. We'll let you finish that thought. But I'm gonna take this time to talk about the Walk for Life, you know, and it's an event that's gonna take place on Juneteenth. I see you back, Lord, so give me just a second. It's gonna take place on June 19th, our day. This is a day where it's virtual. We're gonna meet up at a certain spot also. But it's virtual and it's about you. It's about, you know, if you have that male in your life. Let me also put up one other thing. And you can just go to my website is what you can do to get registered. It is a fundraiser for Dad Chronicles is what it is. And so the whole idea behind it is supporting the mental health and wellness within our male community, because we don't focus on that enough. You know what I'm saying? We don't talk about those heart issues. We don't talk about the high blood pressure. We don't focus on those things. So the Walk for Life, Every Step Matters, that's what it's all about. The mental health and wellness within the male community, dad, males, and mentors in action. You know, and this is what this initiative is about. And again, it's to build the resources, to build the financial stability, of course, of Dad Chronicles, but giving us the opportunity to immediately give back to the community. And we're talking about providing resources that are not just necessarily always given and talked about. And with that being said, I'd also like to put up a banner for a company right here in Sugar Land, which is our Restore company. And shout out to Haley and all of the other ambassadors over there that are doing the awesome things. And so what Restore is you can get over there in Sugar Land. I'm gonna put the address up. Go and see them. Go and let them know that you saw this podcast, and this is just something that they're doing right now. That's what this flyer is about. You know, you can go over there and you can get your cryotherapy, you can get your sauna treatment, you can get your compressions done, you can get IV drips, you know, customized. You can do stretching. You can what else they got over there, man? I mean, it's so much. But just go over to Restore in Sugar Land and let them know that LeVar, the Reach Podcast Show, or Dad Chronicles sent you. You know, and get connected with that company because it's all about self-care. That's what it's really all about. And this is just one of the flyers that we have, you know, for that company. And again, I will put it back up. It's Restore Cryotherapy in Sugar Land. So just definitely wanted to get that out. And again, get ready for July 19th. If you're in Galveston, you know, go to the show. You know, we're also going to have a show here that night. And unfortunately, my man can't be here because he's going to be doing his thing. But we want you guys to get registered for the Walk for Life, supporting Dad Chronicles. Get out and do your 5K, which is a little bit over 3 miles. You can pick your own neighborhood. You can pick your local gym. You can pick a track, a park, wherever you want to go. You can do it in your own time. You know, and that's what it's all about. Let me get this down really quick. But the Walk for Life, we definitely want you guys to be part of that situation, and just pay attention to your health. You know, so this is the second annual Walk for Life. We try to get it done each year, and we're looking forward to next year already. So if you're someone who wants to donate to the cause, if you want to be a sponsor, just get at me, inbox me, you know, go to the website, send me a message, whatever the case may be. But pick somebody, pick an individual that you're doing it for if you're not necessarily doing it for yourself. And I say the emphasis is on the men, but due to the pandemic, due to all these senseless killings, due to everything, mental health and wellness is at the forefront of every community, you know, so it don't matter if you're a man or not, you know, do it for a man, but if you want to do it for yourself, ladies, young ladies, do it for yourself, because that's what it's all about. You know, get out and do your 3K, and you'll have it done in no time. The Walk for Life is going to be on the 19th again, Saturday morning. And then you have until Sunday to get it done, because when you go and get registered, you'll see that we're going to send you emails. We're going to send you text messages. We're going to give you information on how you upload it. And if you go to the website, you'll see that we have a resource website already up. You know, we already have information for you, you know, for you to take away from that situation. But definitely support, and please share the flyer. If you see this flyer right here, I'm going to put it up one more time. If you see this flyer, please share. Because you can be in Africa, you know what I'm saying, and you can participate, you know, because it's virtual, you know, so definitely participate. The fee is very small compared to the effect and the impact that we're planning on having with this event. So that's the first thing going on June 19th. And then if you're in Galveston, is it Galveston, brothers?
Right.
Go ahead, speak on it, man. Talk about your show.
It's the Pledge Allegiance for What I Can't Breathe show. I'll be featuring along with hosts Kanai, Duchess Pendragon. We just put on Miracle, Mecca Machete be there. My boy Lord Bobby be there, and of course Mr. Insatiable. You know what I mean? June 10th. My Christmas. Our Christmas. Our day. You know what I mean? So come out and celebrate better than you would celebrate July 4th. This is what we need. This is why we're here. Let's get it.
Absolutely.
Got tickets if we need them, inbox.
Absolutely. So definitely support my brother and his show, but also we have a show right here that same evening, June 19th. There's a show if you're in Houston, come to Diamond Fit Nutrition, Grown and Sexy, closed show. We only gonna have 50 seats. You're gonna get a dinner, you're gonna get a healthy drink, you're gonna get an amazing show and a lineup of poets that are of the same caliber of these young men right here, and they actually know them. So, you know, definitely want to support that movement too. Don't have the flyer ready to put up right now, but I will be posting that here very shortly. But man, just support. It's our day.
Hey, man,
go ahead.
Quick, I just want to say, LeVar, man, brother, shout out to this brother right here, because you'll see most people just do a podcast, but he got his hands in so much, and everything has to do with investing in our community.
Yeah.
You know, when we talk about the Black Store, that's all us. When you say you're looking for something, this man that just gave you all opportunities, chirotherapy, mental health, you name it, shirt designs, plug. So let's go ahead and we no longer can say, where can we find? Yeah, we here, man.
And man, with that being said, I got a shout out to one of our black doctors here, Miss Tamika Beckford, who started her own Tamara Beckford, who started her own televisit doctor company. She's also a sponsor of the walk, where you can get online and you can speak with her because of this virtual thing. You know what I'm saying? So we have psychiatrists and therapists and stuff that you can tap into. Just go to the website, man. I gotta put that website up one more time, man. Go to Dad Chronicles and click on the Walk for Life link, and it'll take you straight to our resource page. Where is it at? One more time. So yeah, just go to Dad Chronicles, click on the second annual Walk for Life. It'll take you to the link and the sign up page, and then just click on the mentor page on there. Click on the community sponsors, click on the resources and all of that, and you'll get what you need, because that's what it's all about. And we're definitely going to be giving you more to come, in the days to come. But with all that being said, man, salute to you brothers for being here. And I appreciate everybody who's watching. I try to be respectful of time, but time just gets away when you're having fun. But I'm going to bring my man, Mr. Lloyd, back on, man. If you can remember where you were at, brother, just pick back up, man. Appreciate you jumping back on. And IG, we're going to let you guys go, man. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Go ahead, Lloyd.
Yeah, just thank you guys again for having me, man. I'm honored to be here. Looking forward to the show on the 19th. Much success to you, LeVar, on your show on the 19th as well. As Yolan said, man, it's our July 4th. You know what I mean? It's our July 4th. Let's celebrate it like it's July 4th. It's the day that we actually could celebrate. When you consider what was going on with the ancestors at the time of July 4th, they wasn't free, brothers, sisters. So this is our July 4th. Come out, celebrate with us, hang out with us, have a good time, enjoy the great talent that'll be there. And everything else that's going on, man, definitely get out there and support, man. Because if it's just one person, man, it means a whole lot to everybody that has something going on. So definitely get out there and support. But yeah, that's really it for me, bro.
Absolutely. If you got a short piece, man, let's go with it. If you got a short piece that you like to spit, or if not, that's cool. What you want to do? Yeah.
A short piece. Shit. All right.
I had to throw him out there.
It's not that short.
Go ahead, do your thing.
It's not that short.
We're gonna let each one of you brothers in the show with a piece. Okay, man. We good. We good.
All right, this is called Pop Life. Let's see.
We're gonna give you the whole screen.
For sure. What the hell?
Lord, Jay ready. We're gonna let Jay jump into his while you look for yours.
Yeah, that'll work. That'll work.
Go ahead, Jay. I'll give you the floor too.
The Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the bright morning star, the great I am, my all in all. Don't sleep on him. God Almighty, who is love. God Almighty, who is peace. God Almighty, who is everything. So on God Almighty, you better not sleep. The heaven and earth he did create. And we ourselves he did make. So why to the bookshelf does God go? On God Almighty do we hate? Some people out here say that Christians don't even know who God is. He sits high and looks low. I'm here to help you realize that our God is big. God who is full of mercy and God who is full of grace. This God will never, ever, ever, ever forsake you in any place. God never leaves us. We always walk away from him. Constantly unhappy with when God moves, then at that moment we sleep on him. Not really knowing what we need or not accepting that our needs are more spiritual. We want what we want when we want it. Then our relationship with God begins to dwindle. Walking away, then coming back, then walking away from God again. Grace and mercy allows us to do this, but we tend to forget that our God is sovereign. Supreme power and absolute rule is God Almighty. He never sleeps. So at the door of our hearts, when Almighty God knocks and we don't answer, why are we? Look, don't feel bad because this generation is not the only one to blame. Peter, James, and John were sleeping while Jesus went away to pray. They were supposed to be watching and looking out for Jesus. Kind of sounds like us today. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. And that's when they came and took Jesus away. Bless you.
Man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Yolan, we let you jump on here and you close with it, please.
Y'all want another one? Okay. Y'all want another one? Okay. In the count start today, people.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Say, can you see? We still dying out here in these streets. While the cops are not held for the death chokehold on our home, whose bright badges and dark guns giving permission to kill our loved ones as phones record crime, social media is live streaming. Now there's yellow tape and red flares. Black mothers' cries, wails in the air, gave proof on this night that this government really don't care. Say, did my bending knee still stop the unjust brutality in a land where we wasn't always free, and the home of the Africans descended slave? Oh, say, can you see these 5 words don't even cross my mind? Because every time I pick up my handheld device, scratch that. I have a smart TV in every room, so I see it multiple times. He's unarmed. Hands up, hands down, music too loud, speaking up, not speaking enough, slanging his merchandise, going for a jog, being a little boy at the playground. Being a little boy at the playground. Being a little black boy at the playground with a toy gun in the car with his wife and child, all mutilated creations gunned down. For generations he's been killing weed. Way before my time. And since your law states I am 3/5 of a man, well, your uniforms are searched far and wide for Bigfoot in the woods before you really consider protecting and serving anybody in my neighborhood yet. Your rock gets red glare. Has nothing to do with the senseless killings out here. Only foreshadowing news vultures with the headlines that a riot's going to be near. You assassinate our leaders. Pay some of them off to longer teachers. We can't even run to the preacher's door no more without fear of a bomb exploding our family's organs while Sister Johnson's sister are playing the organ, worshiping, pleading the blood of Jesus. Jesus! So take a knee, or don't. Sit or stand. Raise a right fist to Congress and the rest of its constituents understand that this is about equality, while diligently getting rid of the rotten apples that murder a strange fruit. Once upon a time they hung from southern trees faithfully. Since nowadays, they no longer use a noose. Now they pull that thing from the side of their hip, emptying a full clip with the intent of killing, you see. I love my black people. But this is the kaleidoscope image that we view through as America. The remix.
Man.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's bring our man. That's another dope piece, man. Y'all, man. Y'all not feeling it. There's got to be something wrong. Let's see. Hold on. Let's bring our man back. All right, brother. You back on. You back on, man. And I'm going to just give you the floor right away.
Pop, life. Everyone needs a thrill. Pop, life. We all got a space to feel. Pop, life. Everybody wants to be on top. Everybody wants to be on top. Be the best for what? When there are wordsmiths awaiting you with their double-edged sword to butcher your hind parts, bragging on how bad you are, or how many cats jack your style from near to far, from here to there to nowhere when you fall off. Those same ones who sing praises on how good you are will be the main ones looking to haul your ass off. Boo, boo, get this has-been out of here. Hiss, hiss, that shit was so last year. Competing against the next man's life or this chick's passion on what she feels when she writes. But you want to be famous, be a superstar. Instead of taking on your worst adversary. And oh, who may that be, you ask? Why you arrogant, self-indulgent, egotistical, manipulative, selfish, spoiled son of a bitch? You're so vain, you may think this poem is about you. About you. About you. Hey, Lamont. Yeah, you big dummy. Take on your nemesis, your worst enemy. That should be the only person you're trying to outdo. The only person keeping you from the fullness of God's potential is you. Uppity, snobbish, nose in the air, so full of yourself, I can smell the bullshit off your perspiration. Blowing smoke up the rectal chimney of your folk in hopes that your ass, their lips will grope. Be confident. Okay. Be cocky even. Get your swag on. But you shouldn't have to do it at the expense of someone. Get your shine on, but get your own homes and please leave mine alone. But you want to live the pop life, thinking you're a regular at Cheers and want everybody know your name. Well, that's cute. Keep on being full of yourself. Keep on thinking that there's no one better than you at what you're not the only person doing but you. Keep on being underhanded, backstabbing, and conniving, but I leave you with this. What goes up must come down. But it's up to you on how hard and fast you wish to hit the ground. Thank you, everybody.
That's what's up, brother. That's what's up. I don't know what's going on. We having little glitches. But anyway, can you hear me, brother?
Yeah, bro.
Okay, cool. Man, I appreciate all of you guys, man. If you jump back in, Jay, appreciate all you guys for being here today. Appreciate you guys for doing what you do, man. Y'all keep going. And we want everybody to understand we got our man, Mr. Yolan Young. We have Mr. Jay Speaks. And on camera and on screen, we have our brother, LordAbraham, the Greatson, man. So y'all go and follow them. Check them out on their social media pages. And shout out to my lady, Miss Angel Baptiste, man. This is another amazing young lady. We appreciate you for tuning in. Appreciate Mom for tuning in. Anybody, if you've been on IG, Facebook, or Instagram, we appreciate you tuning in. This has been the Reach Podcast Show with LeVar Ellis, where every show reaches beyond the ears of the listeners. And you guys stay tuned next week. We have another amazing show lined up, and we're going to have some of our artists from the show on the 19th. So it's going to be another poetry show next week. If you guys want to come into the show as well, come and visit Diamond Fit Nutrition. Definitely on a Thursday, get here anytime between 10 and noon. You can be part of the show. You don't have to be on the camera. You can just be our live and guest audience, man. So shout out to everybody that's been tuned in. Be blessed. Stay tuned. Go and get registered for the Walk for Life. Every step matters. Our dads, males, and mentors in action. Y'all be blessed.